glad to have you here. Welcome to Get the Goods, where we talk about topics that will make you think and thoughts that will encourage you. Listen, if you have not ordered Single Ladies Get the Goods, Not the Garbage, and Finding the Queen in You for a limited time, I am offering to you a special bundle package. It's only available on my website. I am CherylHarris.com, so make sure you order your copies today. Today, my special guest is my wonderful husband, Andrew. Please come and join me. At this time, we were talking about the things that people say. You know, you'll hear people say, are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? But are you listening to the words that are coming out of your own mouth?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what we wanted to talk about today. And you know, it's so um, I don't know. It's sometimes it's like people are thinking one thing and they're saying something else. They're saying, "I want to do this. I wish I could do this." But where are the actions? What are you doing to make it happen? Like, for instance, we were saying we wanted to move. We had been in a home for over 28 years.
Yeah.
That was where we raised our family. We needed all of that room, 5 bedrooms, two full baths.
We did.
But we wanted to move because it was just us, and we figured perhaps another family could use this type of home. So our pastor said, I heard you want to move. Yes, sir. Well, have you called a realtor? No, sir. Well, why not? We don't have any money. He said, what does that have to do with God?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. We didn't have any money saved up, but guess what? When we began to put feet to the vision and to call the realtor, first thing, pray. Ask God what realtor to use. And God caused us to meet someone who we didn't even know. And we knew she was the one. And I tell you, she was a mover and a shaker.
Yeah.
And here we are today in our dream home. And so, listen, whatever it is you want to do, I don't care if you've lived in the same apartment for 15 years. That was your stepping stone. You were there for a purpose and a reason. But there are so many awesome programs out there for first time home buyers.
Yes.
Have you even tried? Oh, it's so many. You know, you listen to people, oh, it's so many hoops to jump through. You'd actually be surprised. It's not that many hoops to jump through because you are a first time home buyer. Well, my credit isn't that good. That's why those programs are there to help you get your credit straight.
Well, see, that's the thing. These hoops is worth going through because you end up getting way more than what you already got. You have a more, what's the word I'm looking for? A more stable
Yes, that's
environment.
it. Yes.
You know, and sometimes, you know, you like become the environment you're around. If you're around, excuse me, if you're around environment where people just really don't seem like they really don't care about where they at or are doing better for themselves, you sometimes you kind of you stuck. You kind of become in that mindset, and you shouldn't be that way.
Right.
And you have to listen, like you said, you have to listen to what you say out your mouth. If you say, "Oh, I never do nothing," guess what? You're gonna never do nothing.
Right.
You know, if you know, you look at your situation and you be blaming others,
Yes.
you're gonna stay in that situation because it's like you not saying, okay, I need to get out of this. What can I do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and put foot to the vision.
That's
As,
right.
as our pastor always say, put your feet to the vision.
That's
and
right.
And I listen to some people talk, and it's like the person to blame everybody else for whatever situation they in. But the thing about it, you in that situation because you didn't say no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you didn't think enough of yourself to say, you know, "Eh, should I do this? You didn't think enough of God to even ask God.
Ooh,
God, should you do
excellent.
this?
That's excellent.
And look, I guess what I want to say is that stop blaming other people.
For being
It,
in that situation.
yeah, you can't do that. You just cannot do that. I look at the way I was brought up
Yes.
and where we lived and our situation, and I could always say, excuse me, I could always say, my mama, my great grandmother, we always they always try to give us a positive environment because from what
Yes.
neighborhood we was
Yes.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that we didn't follow what the neighborhood was following. We did what what we felt that well my mother and grandmother had us living in the kind of home that they felt that God would want us to live in.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that influenced all of us. And to the day I see myself always one of the things my grandmother always say was, you always open up the window, let God light in.
Yes. Yes.
And man, I know years ago when my kids were teenagers, and I came home from work at 3 o'clock, and they still had the curtain closed. Like, open this curtain, you can let God light
Yes.
in, and they had
Yes.
on the lights, and I'm saying, so they, you been, hey, you
Wasted
cost,
money.
yeah, you wasting money,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you know, I I really was thinking this morning
Mm-hmm.
that my wife is so right on so many things. Cause she say, you are who you say you are.
That's right. It is.
And I would like for you to expound on that. I know I was talking too much.
But no, you look, you're usually the quiet one. But what he's saying is true because my mother was a single parent on welfare, and it was like we were able to finally we lived in a family situation with one of our relatives, but she wanted to get all of her children together in one place. And I remember we were so happy we moved to Cleveland Arms Apartments off of Cleveland Road. They were brand new. Nobody had ever lived there.
Mm.
And so we were so happy because we had our own place, but she was determined not to stay there. In the front was a whole different breed of people compared to the people the further you got in the back. But guess what? None of that matters. It's what is your mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, it was the way our mother raised us. She said, make sure you keep your house clean. Make sure that you have on clean clothes. She said, I don't care if you don't have but two shirts, one pair of pants, or two dresses, and a skirt and a top. Keep it clean. Switch it in and out. Buy a shirt to add to it. But that was how we were taught. Don't just stay in the environment that you're in. What's your next move? What are you saying out of your mouth? So she was saying, I'm going to buy a house. And guess what? I don't think we were even, I think we were only there about 2 years. And the next move was, she said it, what are you saying out of your mouth? I'll never get out of here. I was raised in here with my
Mm-hmm.
mama, and my mama, she lived around the corner in another apartment. You don't have to stay there. Well, if I decide to move, then they're gonna say, "Oh, she thinks she better than us." No, you don't think you're better, but you want to do
But you want it,
better.
but you want
You
better.
want to do better so that your children, the next generation, will see hope that they can do better. They can be better. And what's
Mm-hmm.
wrong with bettering yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So that each generation, our moms would be extremely proud of us to see that we took what they taught us
Mm-hmm.
and we applied it. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to have better, be better, do better, but you got to put feet to the vision.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just keep saying it. How bad do you want it? That was what the Lord said to
Mm-hmm.
us. How
Yep.
bad do you want it? You keep saying it, you've been saying it for years. How bad do you want it? You want to go back to school? Well, who's telling you you're too old? Stop talking to them
Yeah.
and start doing your research. We check everything else on Google,
Yeah.
but we don't follow through on those things that really, really matter. Um, there are programs to help you get your GED, to get your high school diploma. There are programs with grants. There are all kinds of scholarship programs. Look at your options.
Mm-hmm.
So stop saying out of your mouth, I can't, I never will, it's not possible, oh, it looks so impossible. There is nothing impossible with God.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all things through
Well,
Christ who strengthens us.
yeah, and and I on that note, I was remembering uh one of your ex sister-in-law born, and I helped them move to this small place and kind of back in the
Cut.
cut kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, wow, this place really, the neighbor really was not up 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 to the scale that I would have wanted them to be at.
Mm-hmm.
But and like maybe 2, 3 weeks later, I went back over there to check on them. When I walked in that house, it's like, wow, what did you do? It was
That
it
girl,
that
she
boy,
could make a
yeah,
cardboard box
yeah.
look
Vaughn, she,
good.
Vaughn, she, boy, she made that house look like it's like you have to like walk out,
What
look like look
is
at
this?
like,
Look, outside
what
look
kind
one
of?
way and you come inside.
It was beautiful. It was. I mean, you could not tell what kind of neighborhood she was in by the way she did that place. And I'm saying, my God, it's like it is true. It's not. It's like you don't have to settle for less. You
You're
don't
right.
have to be like the rest of that. But and I know that when her landlord came by, he
Mm-hmm.
was so doggone shocked. I think he's like that's why he started wanting to raise the rent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, shit, no, that was that wasn't right. But she had in her mind like, no, I'm not gonna stay like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because that wasn't the area, the neighborhood that she wanted to be in. But she
Right.
had to at that moment. But she did such an amazing job.
Of making it a
Yeah, and
home.
and what she did with her kids, all her children is successful in life. They
That's
are
right.
because they got that
From
foundation about because they always say it. Uh, I'm gonna do better than this. They
yes.
all say I'm gonna do better than this. What they said.
And they
That,
did it.
that's right. That's what I say.
They did it.
Do you believe, do you hear what is coming out of your mouth? What are
Right.
you saying out of your mouth?
And what are you saying out of your mouth to your children? Push them. There's a book, Somebody Pushed Me. Who are you pushing to do better? My mom, his mom, Our parents wanted us to do better and be better. My mother never called us stupid. She would say, "Now you're too intelligent for that." I love what Pastor Postel, our pastor of the Greater Works Church, Pastor Kelvin Postel, he says to us, your life is the sum total of the decisions you've made. Well, you say, "Oh, I made
Yeah.
so many mistakes. Oh, I messed up so bad. Oh, I'll never be able to dig out of this hole." That's what you're saying out of your mouth. But there are people who will encourage you and push you. Now, listen, if you ever need encouragement, email me, goodsofatrash@gmail.com. But I'm going to tell you this, I don't accept excuses.
Mm-hmm.
If you say you want to accomplish something, you need somebody to encourage you, oh, I will encourage you, but I don't accept excuses. I'll give you a
No, that's
time
good.
frame and say you need to do this, and I want to hear a report. And when that time comes and you don't report, I'm going to say, okay, so what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear, "Well, I didn't really have time." No, I'm not accepting that. Because how bad do you want to change?
Mm-hmm.
Change ain't change. Till you change, you can't keep doing the same thing expecting different results. You can't keep hanging around the same people who aren't going anywhere or doing anything. Well, look at you, Minister Harris. Y'all look like y'all got all of that. Excuse me. We serve God
Mm-hmm.
who says he will do exceeding abundantly above all we ask or think or even imagine. And I tell you, he has more than exceeded
Yes.
our expectations. I mean, he has done some things that have totally blown our mind. We are the parents of 7 kids, and people told my husband and I we never have anything. We've had more cars, trucks, vans, and vehicles that God blessed us with than some of the people that spoke that to
Yeah.
us. But we didn't believe that. We believed God's word. And so, listen, if you're not born again, if
Mm-hmm.
you haven't accepted Jesus Christ, stop listening to these people to me. They believing in a God we can't see. Baby, we've seen him in plenty of ways, the supernatural and miraculous. When you look at what he has created, when you look at yourself in the mirror, in itself, that's a miracle. You're not a mistake. I don't care who told you that you're a mistake. You're not a mistake.
Yeah.
So, again, if you want somebody to encourage you, email me at goodsovertrash@gmail.com, and I will encourage you, but I'll encourage you not to waste my time if you don't really want to change.
You know, I'm glad you said that. And I just want to say one last thing before I go.
Sure.
That as a person, you have always encouraged me. You always encouraged me to do better for myself. And I just want to thank you publicly that I am a blessed man. I thank God for you every day. And I know that, as a husband and wife, it ain't the it ain't supposed to be the man always, you know, be like successful and the woman supposed to be, oh, doting wife. But no, it's the
Both
and
of
when
us.
the wife is successful, the man should be pushing his wife on because you share in the blessings and stuff as your wife, and you should be happy that your wife is successful, that your wife is living up to her potential.
Yes, yes.
So uh, let me say I love you. I appreciate you, and I got to go.
Okay, thank you.
Right on.
But as he says, I encourage him, we encourage each other, and I thank God for him because what if he was jealous and he see how God uses me? Well, listen. How God uses me is how he uses me. But that has nothing to do with how God uses him. Now, he's more of a in the background kind of person, but I make sure I pull him up front because he has so much wisdom. And so we're going to be working on a book together to talk to people about raising the successful blended family. And so, listen, I want to pray that you will begin to pay attention to what's coming out of your mouth because that has a lot to do with the actions that will occur from what you're saying. Because if what you're saying matches what's in your mind, if it's positive, it will work. If it's negative, that's going to work in a negative way. So make sure that you pay attention and listen to what's coming out of your mouth. You have any final words, sir? No? Okay, we'll pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you that you have given us the ability to think and to reason. But the key is to seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness. And you said, and all these other things will be added unto us, which means those heart's desires and those needs will be supplied according to your riches and glory by Christ Jesus. So, Father, reveal yourself to those people that don't know you and help them to trust you and to know that you will help them to be the very best that you created them to be. Have a great day and a blessed day. Listen, don't forget, order the bundle. It's a special limited time. That's all I can say. It'll be a blessing to you. It's only available on my website. This bundle package is only available on the website. So be blessed. Bless somebody. I am CherylHarris.com. Single ladies get the goods, not the garbage, and finding the queen in you. The bundle package. Get it and be a blessing. Great gift idea. Bye bye.